This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shake it, body.
Wake your punk ass up. That crust out your eyes.
That's just excerpts from what a magnificent movie this is. It's Hall & Oates live in Dublin. You go to hallandoates.com to find out where the showings are, but they're going to actually it's going to be premiering on the big screen. Is it tomorrow?
Tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Y'all ready for that?
One night only.
One night only.
Right.
Daryl Hall is here and John Oates. They're both here.
I know.
We're here. Last time John came and Daryl didn't come, and we were, not that we don't love John, but it was like
You don't always get it as a package, man. So it works two ways.
It works two ways, right? So when you go somewhere and he's not there, they always ask for him.
Not always, but they like it.
Right?
Hey, John, where's Daryl? I don't know. He's probably home.
Right? Yo, it's interesting. And then after you came by the show, we pretty much, you missed it, Daryl. We celebrated your entire career.
Absolutely. I wish I would have been here.
Yeah, we talked about how hip hop adapted a lot of you guys' music from De La Soul on, and was able to make hits for themselves. And to me, that's almost like when you think about Roy Ayers, or you think about James Brown, or you think about guys like yourselves. When hip hop stamps your music and starts sampling, and that extends the lifeline, right?
It does. That makes it completely different.
Right,
changes the whole thing.
Did it upset you though? Did it back then? Because that sampling was kind of a big deal back then.
We embraced it. Yeah, we liked it
early on. Yeah.
Did you tell them the story about when De La Soul?
I did. I told you that story. We were on stage in Queens, right?
Yeah,
outdoors with Nile Rodgers doing that song for that movie.
Yeah,
and this little girl came up with a cassette and said, "Have you heard this?" And that was the first time I was even totally aware of sampling or anything that.
They were friends. They were friends with De La Soul because they were from the neighborhood.
Yeah, from Queens.
And you mentioned Nile Rodgers too. You see, I always tell artists, like these artists that just walked out 2-9 Collective. We always give them advice, man. Stay original and stay forward thinking, and you can have a longevity in your career. And That's you never know. Like Nile Rodgers, you see him on the Grammy stage with Pharrell now, playing with Pharrell and Daft Punk, and all the way from the Chic days and all the hit records he made, and he's still as prominent in the game as he was then. So how does it feel for you guys? You're releasing this project live in Dublin. And in the beginning, you guys say we never played in Dublin. You never played in Dublin.
It's strange.
It is crazy
because we've played in the UK. I don't know how many times. I mean, just like all the time. And for some weird reason, together we never played in Ireland. I played in Ireland.
Yeah.
I played there in the '90s, and I played in this theater. And one of the reasons we filmed it was that it was so amazing when I played there. I said, when I found out that we were actually doing this theater, I said we have to film it. We got to figure out a way to film it. So we called this company called Eagle Rock, and they agreed to do that, and that's how it all started.
Now, what was Tommy Mottola's early on relationship with you?
Tommy Mottola.
Was he?
Tommy Mottola worked at a publishing company called Chapel Music back in the early '70s, and we were signed to Chapel Music through a guy in Philadelphia, and we went up to New York to play some of our songs, and he heard us and he said, "Who's your manager?" We said, "We don't have one." He said, "I'm your manager."
Wow,
he told you.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Sort of. He was only 22, so he sort of told us. He suggested it.
Yeah. And then it worked out.
Yeah.
What is y'all, now that I have you both together, what is your writing process? Because you got a lot of, artists that are out today, and some work as duels, triumphants, whatever the case may be. How do y'all write? Like, how do y'all start?
Pull things out of the air. That's the best way I could say it. I mean, we write mostly separate. I mean, especially these days. But it's you can see something that happens, or something happens to you. I'm speaking personally, or sometimes I'll write about something that happens to somebody else and turn it into my own experience. It could be that happening to them, but I make it seem like it's happening to me, that kind of thing. And it's also taking something larger and making it a personal thing. That's another theme that goes through our writing, both of us together.
People relate to it better that way, I think.
Yeah.
But I think for me personally, the best rule for songwriting is no rules.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever happens.
It could be the most simple thing that it might pass by the average person, might not even take notice of it, but a songwriter might take notice of it.
You guys grew over the decades, and I want to ask you, how did you adjust? Because we're finding a lot of artists who are having a hard time adjusting to the times, whether it's because of digital technology, so on and so forth. But when you watch this Hall & Oates live in Dublin, you guys go through the decades of music. You know that you and it all sounds 70s sound different from the 80s, sound different from the 90s. You know, how did you adjust?
Well, I think because we came up at that period when we first made our records back in Philly, we were just my first record was like a 4-track. You know, all we had was just the band playing in the room, and you know, as technology changed and grew and more tools were available, that's what we did, and our music adjusted. So we kind of, as it all, the whole story of the way music developed is sort of our story.
Yeah. We started at the beginning of analog recording, and we went straight through the digital revolution.
Yeah, right. So you had to learn Pro Tools and all that stuff.
Yeah,
well,
so
Fruity Loops.
I'd rather have somebody else learn Pro Tools.
Let somebody else do the dirty work.
I'd rather stick to guitar playing.
You better stick to guitar playing. Look, man, this is a treat. Daryl Hall and John Oates are here. Hall and Oates. Give us a call if you want to talk to them. 888-742-3345. Daryl Hall, you did a song with a Bay Area guy before who's kind of a legend from Sick With It Records. Cousin of E40, the one and only Be Legit.
Yeah.
And it's called Ghetto Smile. Sway in the morning.
Man, Sway.
Be Legit. Ghetto Smile.
You cracked that one out.
I'm from the Bay Area, man. When this first happened, I was like, did he really get Daryl Hall on a Be Legit record? Like, how did that happen?
You know, I don't even remember. He just like asked me to do it. I can't even remember how it happened. But he was just starting out. But it was fun to do.
It was fun to do, man. That was big in the hood, man.
I did a video with that, too.
Yeah, I remember. When I saw the video, I was like, oh, he really got Daryl Hall. Because when you said homies, you know, homies, I was like, nah, that's not Daryl Hall. Homies. Yeah, but that was, you know, you start using a lot of slang, colloquialism, and I didn't know if it was really you. How does that work? Like, if you go off, or if John goes off and kind of does a riff or a melody that came from one of your original songs, do the other person still get paid in the publishing, or y'all just? Oh, really?
That's the way it's supposed to work.
Yeah. That's but you know how John is.
It didn't work like that in the early days when sampling first started. People were just sampling stuff, and nobody. It was like the Wild West out there.
Yeah.
But now it's different.
Yeah.
Now you do. I work with Viacom still with MTV, and we got one of our channels is Palladium. And you do the Daryl's House on Palladium, where you invite a lot of whether ZZ Top or whoever, a lot of guest musicians to come on.
Yeah.
Have you done any hip hop artists with that?
We did. Chitty Bang. No. The guys from Philadelphia.
The Roots?
Yeah. No. Chitty Bang from Philly.
Chitty Bang?
Oh, Chitty Bang. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
What's his name? Travie, right?
Yeah,
Travis
Travis from Gym Class Heroes.
Okay.
So that's two
That's
there.
two?
Yeah.
Okay. That's great, man. All right. Man, I want to take some phone calls. Don't forget Hall & Oates live in Dublin in theaters. Select theaters tomorrow. Go to hallandoates.com to find the showings, and then it'll be available on Blu-ray, right?
End of March.
In the end of March, okay. And I saw it on the plane. And, man, I felt like I was cheating because I kind of got to see it for free. It was a first-class ticket. So I guess I paid
Came
it.
with the perks.
You saw me stunt. With
I
okay, thank you.
you
Somebody
first
paid
class.
for it. I didn't pay for it. But Jamal is on the line from Baltimore. What's up, Jamal?
Hey, Sway, everybody.
What up?
Man. What's up, man? Hey, Hall & Oates, it's a pleasure to speak to y'all, man. And I'm from Baltimore, but I appreciate music. I appreciate the soul that y'all bring. And I want to say nobody rides for Philly harder than y'all because that Hall of Fame speech, man. If y'all can speak on that, I thought that was brilliant.
You guys got to put the headphones on.
Yeah, mine's not working.
Okay. What was your question again?
Well, I wanted them to speak on because I said nobody rides for Philly harder than them.
Nobody rocks Philly harder than us.
Nobody rides for Philly harder than you guys.
Right.
What is
Because
that?
We're carrying the flag for Philadelphia.
Hey man, it's where we all started. It's the music that we grew up on. It's kind of it's where we built everything from.
Yeah. Anything we do, it still has the roots of Philadelphia music. That's for sure.
You know, it has to do with the radio we heard as little kids growing up. You know, it has to do with the water.
We started working with them in the beginning too.
Yeah. Gamble and Huff. You know.
Gamble and Huff. We talked about that last.
Yeah.
John and I covered Gamble and Huff last.
Oh, there you
time.
go. Okay.
We covered a lot of ground.
We covered a lot of ground. We cover the Roots. You guys ever do anything with the Roots?
Well, only on Jimmy show.
Yeah.
Jimmy show.
I sat in with him on Jimmy's show.
Yeah, me too. But I'd love to work with any of those guys or all of them. Yeah, that'd be good.
Man, what if y'all did a collaborative album together, man?
Oof.
They do stuff like
Goodness.
that. Oh my gosh!
You know, I did a show. I did a show in Philadelphia on July 4th about 2 years ago, and with them.
Yeah.
On the Rocky Steps there in the Art Museum. And there was like 1 million people there. That was fun.
1 million people were there.
He's just stunned.
Yeah.
Sway, that was
They'll
that
all
trumped that
just-
first class
Yeah,
ticket.
forget my first class ticket. Sway, I performed in front of 1 million.
Just
You
yeah.
notice how Daryl just threw that in.
You do that in there, man.
I know that sounds that doesn't sound right. That
Yeah, it's just in
doesn't
front of
sound
1
right.
million.
You win,
That's
Daryl.
1 million.
Okay, you win, bro.
I'm sorry, man.
All right, we got Nick from Tampa's on the line. Go ahead,
What up,
Nick.
Nick? Nick.
Hey guys, how's it going?
All right.
Hey,
Good.
long time listener, first time getting through, so I'm pretty excited about this.
Wow.
Question I had for you guys, you know, you have a lot of bands that, you know, do complete cover albums of your guys' music. One specifically, The Bird and the Bee, they did like a whole tribute album to you guys.
Yeah.
So how do you guys like feel about that? Do you, you know, are you happy about that? Do you like judge the music? Are you critical of it? How do you feel about that?
Well, you can't help but be somewhat critical, I suppose. But the truth is that once it leaves us, you know, it belongs to the world. So when people want to do things with it, whether it be sampling or if they would just want to cover things or whatever, that, you know, I find that interesting, really.
Yeah, and I thought the Bird and Bee was kind of cool because it was a female singing all the leads, which makes the songs completely different.
All right, Nick.
Yeah.
That's a good answer, man. You got it all. All right, we're going to go to Lamont in Maryland. Lamont, go ahead. What's your question?
My question is, who is Sir? And I wanted to find out, you know, if one of y'all married to Sir and thank her for that song. And please play the original.
You want to play Sarah Smile?
We'll play the original.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
I'm sure she'd thank you for that. I was with her for many, many, many years, and yes, I did write that about her. I'm not with her, unfortunately, anymore. But I shouldn't say that. My wife might not like that, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah.
Ooh, wait a minute. I'm not with her anymore. Period.
That hussy. Follow what I've done. That's no good.
My. What I just said. I don't think I'm going home tonight.
Wow.
That was live.
Yeah, I can't even help you out with that one.
No. There's no hope.
Change
No
the
hope for me,
subject?
man.
All right,
No
cool.
hope for me.
Play the song.
All right, play the song. Let's play the song, and then we'll come back with more Daryl Hall and John Oates.
my God.
Couldn't interrupt that moment.
Wow.
Yeah, right. I couldn't interrupt. We couldn't interrupt that moment. Yo, wow. This is one of my favorite groups of all time, man.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And Hall & Oates are here, ladies and gentlemen. And Hall & Oates live in Dublin will be in theaters tomorrow. Make sure you go. I'm going to keep saying this, hallandoates.com to find out if it's showing near you. And then the Blu-ray, the DVD will be out in March, right? Mm-hmm. Are you guys working on any new music by any chance?
Not together.
Nope.
Not together?
I'm doing a solo record. John's doing one.
I've been playing live a lot.
Yeah.
We've got so many things going on. And then we get back together we've got an amazing band, as you will see when you see this Dublin thing. And it's great to play the songs together, and it's great to go our separate ways and kind of recharge our batteries.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the guy in the back on percussions that's doing all the dancing?
Porter Carroll.
Oh man, that dude.
He was in
something
Atlantic
else.
Star.
He was in Atlantic Star.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh man, that dude.
I'll tell you, our band is unbelievably good.
Yeah.
They are so good.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's great to see, man. Make sure you guys check that out. Tracy had one question. She'll be remiss.
Just one. Because you guys have such a long-standing camaraderie, I think, you know, it's only natural when you work in a tandem that there's going to be some type of conflict, whether it's on the light side or the heavy side. Can you guys just speak about any type of riffs y'all had in the past and how you got past it?
You think about, you know,
We've never had a really,
we never had any, man. No.
As crazy, I know it seems weird, but we worked out things. We tried in the studio. If we had difference of opinion, we say, well, let's try it this way and see. And then we try it the other way, and we say, what's better? And it's usually pretty obvious. So.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Unbreakable bromance. All right.
No, it's true.
Unbreakable romance.
All right.
Yeah, that's going to be the title of the next album.
Unbreakable romance.
Bromance.
Gentlemen, thank you for coming by, man. Hall & Oates.
Thank you.
Daryl, man. John, man.
It's Sway in the morning. Only
On Shade 45.